Well, I'll be working in Paris for the Olympic Broadcasting Services.
I will be a producer and reporter for OBS.
Well, I'm Tom Skippings. I'm a lecturer on the Multimedia Sports Journalism course here at UCFB. Well, I'll be working in Paris for the Olympic Broadcasting Services, which is the host broadcaster. It's an organisation that works under the umbrella of the IOC, if you like, so it's the official broadcaster for the Games, and we service non-rights holders. So obviously the BBC are the rights holders for the UK, and they will have their own crews and their own teams and their own coverage, but we are providing coverage for all those countries who don't have rights or access to the Games in terms of covering the event. So we will produce highlight shows and reports and news bulletins and packages for non-rights holders throughout the course of the Games, and I'll be working in the IBC, the International Broadcast Centre in Paris.
I'm Jo Johnston and I teach on the Sports Business and Sports Broadcasting course. I will be a producer and reporter for OBS, which is the Olympic Broadcast Services. They've got a 24-hour news channel, so I will be producing some highlights and I'll be writing the reports and doing the voiceover on that.
My involvement in the Games and working at the Olympics and major events like that benefits me, obviously, as a working journalist, but in turn that benefits the students here at UCFB because of the experience and the knowledge that I bring back afterwards. So I have obviously been in the industry working for many years now, many decades, as you can probably tell, but obviously every time you work at a new event, you learn new things about how the industry now operates, how broadcasting has developed, how this kind of coverage of major events has changed and has become much more digital.
Being involved in the major events is the real highlight. I think I make good contacts there, I watch the sport at the highest level, I meet the athletes. I think these are all great things for the students to hear about. It's a great way for me to remain up to date and involved in the industry, and that can only serve our students.
Clearly, it's more beneficial in terms of my development as a teacher if I'm still relevant and still accessing the industry as it currently is. So it means that when I come back from Paris, I will have the freshest experience in terms of how broadcasting is currently working, and I will be able to apply that directly into my teaching.
Important is something like broadcasting and media is a constantly evolving industry. Live streaming, online platforms, 24-hour news channels, all of these things are constantly re-eventing. There's more and more sport out there for us to consume, and as general, most of our lecturers here are still involved in the industry. That keeps them fully up to date with what's going on, which means they can pass on to you all the freshest news, all the new innovations in the industry. They've also got some new great contacts, people working their way through. Of late, we've got recent graduates who are at the BBC, who are at Sky Sports, ITV, Whisper Films, all the major key players in the sports industry.